What is up, everybody? It's your friend Tyler here.
And I'm Blake.
And you are watching Geek Radar.
Snyder!
Pretty much that exact same reaction. At least me and our buddy over here, were not expecting how great that Snyder Cut was going to be.
I tried to tell you.
Now, he's been talking about it for 3 years in my ear, or at least over text, at least once a day.
Not every day.
Every other day.
Almost.
At least it's something brought up. At least it's something of the Superman, Batman. We talk about nerd every damn day.
Every day.
But yeah, this is first before we start this. This is going to be a spoiler-free and then a spoiler review. So stay tuned, and everything's going to be even crazier because we are really excited about this movie.
Oh yeah.
So Blake, tell them how hard you went in on this movie because you got premiere access to watch this movie. When was it last?
I won a sweepstakes to get an early screening on last Saturday, and I ended up watching it Saturday night when I got home from my sister's. It was like late, about 10 o'clock at night is when I started it.
Yeah, you were like, oh my
something.
god, like I gotta see it.
Yeah, and man, I watched that thing all the way almost to 2 o'clock in the morning. And I still, I was so amped up after watching it. It was like,
good.
Holy shit. I could not go to sleep. I was texting him. I was texting some other people. I love this movie. I love it.
Yeah, and this is also Blake from Rambling Movie Takes.
Yes.
If you haven't checked out his channel, he's got a bunch about Justice League and everything like that. And
I recently did a Justice League review. It's on there.
Yep.
And, yeah.
And the thing is the reason I didn't want to hop on this and do a review early and do anything because I actually wanted to wait so we can all get together and watch this so you can be... Because you've told me so many times over the years, you're like, hey, this is this person, this character is going to be in there. And I'm like, I don't know what characters you're talking about. You know what I mean? Because I'm really knowledgeable at comics, but when it comes with Justice League and stuff like that...
He's not much of a DC fan.
Well, I mean, I'm growing more into because I came from horror comics and then I switched to Marvel and DC. But everybody, that each has got bad comics and each has got great comics.
Each their own.
Exactly, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the spoiler free, we're about to do this right now. This movie is 4 hours and 4 minutes long.
4 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. But this movie flew by. Now.
Flies by very quick.
Yes, like with Watchmen and stuff like that. Well, give it up for Zack Snyder, man. Come on, man.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So this movie, I was really, really... you barely heard a peep from me.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and when it comes to something like this, let's talk about Josh Whedon.
Oh, do we have to?
Not really, but let's just say that this isn't the Justice League. There are according to him, there are no scenes whatsoever that are in this cut that were in the Justice League cut.
Yeah, anything that Joss Whedon shot is not in this movie. Anything that Jeff Johns wrote is not in this movie. Anything that Joss Whedon wrote is not in this movie.
Yes.
It's all Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio and Will Bill.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they had a few writers in the kitchen, but they knew how to make that meal.
It was mostly Terrio.
Yes, but I'm really excited that we finally got to see it, and I was scared I wasn't gonna like it.
I was scared you weren't gonna like it. I was like, man, I don't know if I'm prepared to hear this.
Yeah, because you knew you were gonna have to hear it for a while too.
Yeah,
you know how it was with Justice League and BVS. I'm gonna go back through BVS on the 4K edition. That's that's out. Or they're coming out. Are they coming out with a new 4K edition? I seen some.
It's already out. Well, it's out on HBO Max.
Okay, so I'm watching it right on HBO Max.
Yeah.
But with this completely felt like a completely different. This was a completely different film.
It was.
This movie was dark as hell, which absolutely I love. It was violent, but it was semi-violent.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But we
pretty violent scenes.
If you haven't seen Shazam, there's a really, really, with the 7 Deadly Sins,
yeah.
I felt like that was scarier than some of the stuff that was in here.
I give you that.
And you also said that, what movie was it that you were like, oh, that was probably too scary for children? But then we were like, oh, what about Shazam? With the 7 Deadly Sins, we were talking about that.
Yeah, we were talking about the spoilers to really talk about that. But
that was with Justice League.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm talking about like with this cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there was one scene where, it's in Justice League where the janitor walks into the room and you just hear screaming. In this movie, you actually see the parademon. Minor spoiler.
Yeah. This is a 4-hour film, so
that ain't minor spoiler.
That's not gonna do anything to you, because there was more stuff in here I was really shocked. And as a movie watcher, this is something that don't give up on, like, part 2. Don't give up.
It's gotta happen.
It doesn't drag, but I can see where people would be like, okay, in the middle of, like, part 2 to part 3, it kind of starts getting, you know what I mean? And now this is not a flawless movie. This is not flawless. If you go in here thinking this is going to be a flawless movie, because it's not, because some of the CGI was janky, you know what I mean? There's a couple scenes that me and the buddy, all of us laughed at, the hat scene and everything like that. But you got to think as an audience and as us, that this was completely made by Zack, and like the CGI and stuff wasn't going to be top notch, because the WB, they didn't give a damn about this or didn't really want it made.
Nope.
So he took you said he took no money for this, right? He took
no money for this.
And he put money into this.
No, he didn't. He didn't put him. No, HBO Max funded it.
Yes, and plus the fans. I'm sure there had to be some GoFundMe's out there.
No, the fans didn't do it. It was all HBO Max.
So they had good trust in it.
They put $70 million into it.
It was worth it. But you could tell on scenes that there are, you know what I mean, there's a little janky. It's a lot at the first of the movie that I noticed, that it was a little bit janky. But then as it go on, I instantly, you know what I mean, it faded out of my mind, because you started getting the endless action. And let's talk about the action. We're not getting into spoilers, but this movie was action-packed out the ass.
A lot of action.
And it was absolutely great every time. I mean, this even started out pretty much on action. So.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, I like the Stryker Island scene.
Yeah, that was awesome. Don't give them too much into the spoilers, but...
well, shit. Stryker Island.
Yeah. But overall, together, 3 years, I think this was worth it. I'm glad that your dream for this movie to come out actually happened, because I'm the same way with the Alien franchise. Everybody hates the theatrical cut of Alien 3. Came out 9 years later, they put the whole cut together, a whole brand new cut, and was the assembly edition, and it's my favorite of the trilogy, even though you feel completely different about it.
It's okay.
But, you know what I mean?
It pissed me off.
It shows how much a studio can interfere with a movie, and that's exactly what Alien should have been an example for WB to look and be like, hey, let's give these people creative control. Let's not keep, you know what I mean, grabbing different writers, and let's actually get something done that the people are going to love.
Well, that's what I hope happens with this movie, is that if nothing else happens with Zack Snyder's Justice League, hopefully it stands as a statement to leave filmmakers alone and let them make the movies that they want to make.
With no studio interference.
Because studios do not know what's best for the... I mean, maybe in some cases they know what's best for us, but they don't always know. And this is a example of them just being very reactionary after BVS came out.
That's two different things you can watch as well. I wouldn't say it. Watch the Alien 3 original cut, and then watch the 2003 assembly cut, and then watch Justice League, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League. Slipping. And you will see how much a studio can meddle in your film, because both of those theatrical cuts, bad.
Yep.
I'm not going to say the director's cut. The assembly cut of Alien 3, I love, but the Snyder's cut of Justice League was fantastic to the film community and to the comic book community. Because people that's going to be like, oh, this movie isn't film,
people can kiss my ass.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and it's like you've said, like, I'm not...
Look, if people don't like this movie, that's cool. If you don't have to like it, but at least give it a chance before you criticize it and judge it, at least see it first. Don't be one of those people. I'm sorry, I get passionate about that.
I could say this. I didn't like Batman vs. Superman.
How dare you? I mean, it's cool.
I loved Zack Snyder's Justice League. So that goes to tell you how much even meddling was with Batman vs. Superman.
A lot of
A
meddling.
lot of meddling, and even though, you know what I mean, we got the R-rated cut and everything, I still wish it would have been better. But it feels like with this movie, he was like, you know what, screw both of those films, you know what I mean, just Justice League and BVS, even though, you know, that's like his baby as well. You know
I
what I
wouldn't
mean?
say he was like, screw BVS.
But you know what I mean? He wanted something in there to be like, boom, I am a filmmaker. Because to me, he's always been a filmmaker.
I mean, one thing about Zack Snyder's Justice League is that, and I said this in my review on my channel, it's probably his most accessible movie that he's ever made.
One to hop just into, and one to find.
Well, what I mean is like BVS was very like isolated, like the audience felt isolated, or the people. I don't know. It wasn't for everybody. That's what I'm trying to say. BVS was a movie. It wasn't for everybody. It was his own kind of like niche style movie, whereas Zack Snyder's Justice League is more of a fun popcorn type movie.
Yeah.
But it does have substance to it, something that, you know, some superhero movies don't have.
Yeah, and with the Zack Snyder, it was way darker, which I love with his movies. As I've said, my favorite movie by him is Watchmen. And I've said it 1,000 times, it corrected the ending to the comic, because it's one of my favorite comics of all time. But now seeing him do this, WB better think and get rid of that J.J. Abrams BS. I'm not even going to get it started with that, because he's already killed 2 of my favorite franchises.
I don't think anything will happen with that.
And with the writing thing of everything that I've heard behind the scenes, I'm not down with that. So
I'm not down with it either.
But and it's just nothing. But this right here needs to be that jumping point that especially this is the first weekend.
Yeah.
Now Sunday, I hope the numbers just blow up. Like, it's like we've never had anybody watch this much stuff on this.
I just wonder if HBO Max would actually reveal the numbers, because streaming services tend to not really reveal their numbers.
I think if they are really going to say, hey, let's continue this, they will.
I hope there's an announcement.
I really do.
I would love to see it continue, because this movie sets up a lot. You know, we can't talk about it with the spoiler free, but it does set up a lot.
It really does.
You know, it to me, the best way to sum it up is, this movie is a great conclusion.
It's not a cliffhanger. It's not like it's always going to end. You know what I mean?
I don't know. But this movie is a conclusion to what Man of Steel set up.
Yeah.
Yes,
it was.
It was a conclusion to that. But it's also definitely a what if kind of scenario, where it's like, what if I get to do this? You know?
Exactly.
And you know, we get to see some of this other stuff that we'll talk about more in the spoilers.
Exactly, and that's coming up right now, actually. But yeah, Blake, like, we absolutely love this movie.
We can go ahead and grade it before we get
into spoilers. Go ahead and give your grade for it, man.
I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm going to give it a 9 as well. I really enjoyed it. You know, it's one of the films this year, because my favorite film so far of the year was Saint Maud, which you didn't like. I don't know. You didn't.
It wasn't for me.
I absolutely enjoyed it. If you haven't checked it out, this is called Saint Maud. It's an A24 film. It's different, but it is really good, and it pays off really well. But with this movie, I think this is my second favorite movie of the year, and it's going to definitely have an impact on people's minds. And with it being rated R and everything, I think that it was tame enough, not even to get really a rated R feeling. But if you have kids, you know what I mean, or anything that's watching this, it's like, it's fine enough for your children to watch, as long as they're like maybe like 13. You know?
I mean, it does have 2 F-bombs.
3?
3?
3.
I don't hear 2, but if you say so.
But I mean, who hasn't heard that on television? I've heard it say it on The Walking Dead before.
And it is a bit violent. I don't want to say, like, I don't know, it's very subjective with parents. I mean, I would let my kids watch it if I had to. So, I mean, yeah.
If you're a Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman fan, damn, that went pretty good together. That was a flow.
Oh yeah.
But
good job.
But yeah, like you will absolutely enjoy this. And yeah, Blake, tell them what you've been going on before we get into the spoiler.
Yeah, if you're checking out right now, definitely check me out on Rambling Movie Takes. I got a lot of Snyder Cut content, like I said.
We got a bunch of videos of us on here.
But
so many.
But I don't just do Snyder Cut stuff. I do other stuff as well.
News reactions.
So if you're interested in what I got going on over there, check it out. Rambling Movie Takes.
Yes, and if you like everything that we've been going through, like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you all think about this, and hit that little bell, and so every time a new video comes out, you'll absolutely know. But yeah, I give this a 9 out of 10 along with Blake, and yeah. We're about ready to get spoilers. So
let's get spoilers.
Yeah, so
spoilers.
So for people that are logging out, my friend Tyler,
I'm Blake.
You've been watching Geek Radar. So now we're getting into spoilers.
Yes.
So this movie, damn.
What was your favorite part?
Dude, it was a 4-hour movie, man. Like, there was many fucking favorite farts. Slipping.
I have favorite farts too.
Favorite parts. There was a lot in this movie. I think the Batman beatdowns were great. The Superman, I think that was one of my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Superman coming back to life, but
yeah, the way Superman comes in and saves the day. Holy.
And they take their time. It was like over 2 hours before he came back.
Yeah, about 3.
Yeah, and I also enjoyed more. I really enjoyed part 1.
Yeah.
I really were the introduction of Aquaman and Batman and stuff, and especially the robbery, and it wasn't even a damn robbery. They were trying to blow up.
Yeah, they were trying to blow up the building.
And that was when they flew the first fuck out there, the F-bomb. You remember, it was like right in the the beginning. He let us know. It was like, hey, we ain't watching no PG-13 trash.
I mean, he said from the beginning when he called out a critic on Twitter, Scott Mendelson. Yeah, he called him out. He was like, "You compared the original Justice League to a Saturday morning cartoon. This one is for adults."
Yes, this is for us.
Yeah,
and I hope to continue. They do movies for us because we've got Joker, Bird of Prey, and we've got the Batman that's hopefully coming out.
Studios have to understand that we as consumers do not need only PG-13 movies.
Let's say this, okay? When it comes to comic books and film watchers, primarily I see adults buying comic books. I mean, I've got Walking Dead, I've got Spider-Gwen, I've got all these comics. I'm a avid comic book reader.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are putting, social justice stuff out there and stuff because they don't even know the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the comic stuff, it's like, keep it true. Don't water it down. Especially if it's adult, don't make it child friendly,
I agree.
It's like Watchmen. If you watch Watchmen, that ain't no child friendly movie.
No.
But you know what? They kept it 100% true to the comic.
That is a very mature
not 100%,
storyline.
but you know what I mean about 95%.
Yeah, and 300.
300 was damn near spot on, you know?
I mean, comic book movies don't have to be PG-13.
And listen to this. Both those movies are directed by Zack Snyder.
So, I mean, I don't know, man.
So he's a talented filmmaker, and I doubt he'll ever see this. But thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you for everything you've done, man. Dawn of the Dead, especially 300. I always hauled that high as my favorite comic, and he fixed the ending.
Yeah, but this is just such a good movie, man. Like, I love the end too with the Flash, going back in time. Like, that actually moved me to tears a little bit.
Yeah, and now let's talk I mean, it's because it's a 4-hour movie. It's hard to discuss every spoiler. Let's talk about the music choices.
All right, I liked a lot of it. I liked a lot of the music.
The Amazonian thing was cool.
There's just, you like the Amazonian, like the
tribal type music, not well.
Did you like the one where the lady's actually singing?
The Aquaman one?
No, the Wonder Woman theme. Not the ding 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 ding, not that one, but the other one, the one with the actual singing.
I didn't mind it.
I really didn't care. I don't mind it now on my third time watching it, but the first couple times I was like, I really don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of goes to show you that sometimes it takes multiple viewings to really like.
I'm shocked he didn't put Hallelujah in here like he did Watchmen in the
trailer. He did in the credit, not.
Wouldn't it imagine if that's what the song
credits
was playing whenever they resuscitated Superman?
I'm glad.
Could you imagine that?
I'm glad it didn't.
I would have liked that.
I wouldn't have.
Just that boom. You know what I'm saying?
I would not have. That would have been too much.
But to me, that song will always be one of my favorite scenes of Watchmen. You know what exact scene I'm talking about with Silk Spectre and Night Owl and Archie, right? With the whole blowing out of the fire and everything. So that I'll always be connected. And that is also another Zack Snyder thing. So thank you so much, Zack. Like,
For
you
real.
brought joy to millions and millions of people.
Man, what about Darkseid? Darkseid looked fucking...
You could drop as many F-bombs as you want. It was fucking incredible.
My God. Like, if for nothing else, we need more Darkseid.
Yes.
Like, and Desaad and Steppenwolf, they all look great.
Dude, you remember
They all look great.
Bootleg Steppenwolf in Justice League? Oh, God. He got ripped apart and stuff. Oh, man. Dude, talk about how his axe got shredded.
Oh, man.
Dude.
When Superman just, freaking freezes it and it breaks and...
I said this when we were watching.
I was like, as soon as that axe broke, I was like, he's
done.
Fucked. He's done.
I said this as soon as we were watching. It got to like chapter 2. I go, if Superman was alive right now, we'd end credits already. It was like this would be all over.
It would have been over before it started.
Now, one thing I didn't like, and you kind of were like, oh yeah, me too, is we didn't get to see him with the blue and red suit.
Yeah, that was disappointing to me. I would have, even if it was just a shirt rip, that would have been enough for me, just to see him like kind of come into the light. But someone did, check me on Facebook or Twitter, I can't remember which one it was, and told me that the reason they went with the black suit, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's what he told me.
Yeah, always let us know in the comments and stuff. Let us know.
That he's not the Man of Steel yet. Like, he's not Superman. He's the Man of Tomorrow. Like, that's why.
But he had the red suit and...
I know.
And it was in the shit.
But he's been reborn.
I can understand, him being reborn, but
yeah.
To me, with the way everything's going with WB, I'm scared it's going to be Cavill's last time as Superman. So to see him one last time in that red and blue suit without the fake mustache, and stuff, you know what I mean? Like the editing of his mustache, like I want to see him at least in the blue and red suit.
I think we'll see Henry Cavill again. I think we will.
Because Eric over there, one of our buddies, he's got the Superman tattoo and everything, and he was loving it. And like he's had Superman fatigue since Man of Steel.
I was surprised.
I'm shocked
that he liked the movie.
That shows you how good this movie was. Somebody that absolutely is sick of this shit.
He hates,
along with Star Trek, Star Wars, and all that new stuff that actually liked it.
We're talking about someone who hates Man of Steel. He hates BVS.
I liked Man of Steel. I didn't like it.
And this dude over here,
we love him to death.
He loved this movie.
Yeah, I was shocked.
He said it was better than the first Avengers movie and Age of Ultron. Like, that shocked me.
Well,
it's like I can't say that.
Well, no. I can say I love the Avengers movie, but Josh Whedon got on my shit list with Alien Resurrection. Now, my favorite trilogy of all time, I love Star Wars. I love all that. Will always be the Alien trilogy, and especially the director's cuts and the assembly cut, because everybody likes to call Alien 3 the director's cut. It's not. Fincher doesn't want anything to fucking do with that movie.
I think my favorite all-time trilogy is the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, that damn too. That's good. But I mean, when it comes to, you know what I mean, like this needed to be that trilogy.
It is a trilogy, technically.
But it needs to start off from Batman. We need more Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
We need more. There's just so much in this movie, and it's 4 hours. And you remember we paused and we were like, because we had to take a bathroom break, and we were only 2 hours in, and we felt like had been watching it like not even an hour. I was like, holy shit, we got 2 more hours on this baby.
It moves at such a brisk pace, and like it just, and you don't miss anything. You're getting a lot of character development, and it's a lot of depth that you're getting over that course of 4 hours, and it doesn't feel like it's dragging.
Exactly.
The only time I felt like it was dragging was that scene where the maidens or whatever they were singing after Aquaman swam off.
Yes, that's the one thing I didn't care for.
I was like, that is so unnecessary, and what was with the chick like smelling his sweater or whatever?
Yeah, I think that was for comedic relief.
I don't think that was comedic relief, dude. I think that was. I know they weren't going for
That's
her being
every woman that looks at Jason Momoa just wants to snuffle.
Maybe, pretty much. I kind of figure that maybe he was maybe they have a thing or something. Maybe that's his woman over there.
This was before Aquaman, but I don't know. This could be anything.
Who knows? But
Who knows?
but the action in this movie is just so damn good.
Yeah.
Like it's so incredible, that Flash scene where he goes back in time and after the league fails. That was something too.
That was great.
The balls on that man, Zack Snyder, to actually have the Justice League fail. Even if just for a split minute,
Yeah.
I mean,
He whooped their asses.
yeah.
We've seen the Flash. Well, we've seen the scene where he had killed everybody.
That was so awesome.
With Superman.
Oh my God. That was when he made Superman succumb to the anti-life equation.
And Cyborg was like, no! And then Flash was like, go!
Yeah. That was awesome.
But
man.
if everything would have been ended if Flash wouldn't have done that.
And we got to see the Omega beams.
Yes.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit more with that. But it was cool. I liked it.
Just to be funny right now, I need to put a side-by-side comparison of Steppenwolf and Justice League and Zack Snyder's League to show you how good the Snyder's Cut looks.
It's like, come on, what were they thinking?
Martha.
I don't know what they were
Can't
thinking.
take that shit seriously.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of fans of it, you know what I mean? I'm not going to jump on their backs about it. But, you know what I mean? If you're fans of that, you will love this Zack Snyder. Now, his movies...
I don't know, man. Some people might appreciate the more comedic lightheartedness of Justice League.
We were talking about that. With the family.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I mean, here's the thing. All right, when it comes to Justice League, I don't think it's like, look, I don't hate that movie. I hate why that movie came to be.
Hate the man.
I don't hate Joss Whedon, but I think he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he just got
But I hate everything that happened behind the scenes of Justice League, and I hate that movie is a product of the shit that happened behind the scenes. It's a product of what happened to Zack, and I don't know, man. Like it's not a terribly made movie for what it is. It works.
Wow.
But it's just not what I personally want. Not what a lot of fans wanted, especially fans of Man of Steel and BVS. We wanted a continuation to that story.
And the reason
Justice League was a retcon.
The reason not a lot of people know the reason Zack was fired off, right?
He wasn't fired. He put that rumor to bed.
But there was an unfortunate circumstance of...
What happened was, before he ultimately left, because of his daughter...
before... Self-deleting, as I would say. But you know what I mean? A horrible, horrible, horrible tragedy happened, and they took him out, right? And then they got Josh in there to finish it. It's so much meddling.
Josh was already involved, but he was just writing. He was already writing the new script, new story beats, and all that. But after Zack left, Joss took over the director's chair, and they basically remade Zack's movie.
They did. Another thing I really liked at the end of this movie, he actually dedicated it to his daughter.
Oh yeah, I was
like that's a dad right there. It's like, hey,
yeah.
I left because of that, and you know what I mean. I came back even stronger with film, and I have more hopes for him with movies now. Isn't he doing? I still need to do a trailer reaction. Isn't he doing the new Dead movie or whatever?
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead, or is he just producing it?
He's directing it.
He's directing it.
He directed and wrote it.
Ooh, I hope it's good as a Dawn of the Dead, but because I really trust this man now. I had my doubts with BVS. You know what I mean? I started to. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, God, here we go. No, it's going to go in decline. And now we see the Snyder Cut, and I couldn't be more impressed. And that's coming from me.
Yeah, I mean, we're two different sides of fandom on this. I mean, the fact that he crossed over.
Yeah, 3 years later.
Because, I mean, you're not much of a DC guy. You appreciate DC and you like DC, but it's just not your favorite.
I love the Black Label stuff.
Yeah.
The adult.
But for you to cross over and actually have enjoyed this movie as much
I did enjoy it. I loved it. As soon as it comes to 4K, I'm buying it.
May.
In May?
May.
Yeah, that disc is going to be pre-ordered.
Me too. There's definitely 100%. And it's going to have a steelbook.
Ooh. That's going to sell out quick. They had Funko Pops, but they sold out.
It won't sell out before I get it. I guarantee you that.
Right.
I will get it. But yeah, guys. I mean, you said you didn't like the Jared Leto scene.
Yeah, let's get to Jared Leto. All right, I felt like that was a poor attempt of comedy. In a now I love that Batman was like, we didn't need to say, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Now I love that. That reminds me of well, he didn't say it in Dying Is Easy, you know, the short film that we would watch and I had reacted to, but like I could say Batfleck. He in this one as that Dying Is Easy short film we had watched with Bat and the Sun, I said that character looked like the Batman Damned suit.
Yeah.
Now watching this, that even looked better and looked more like the Damned suit compared to what I had seen in Batman vs. Superman and Justice League. It seemed like they had tinkered with it a little bit to make it more, beefy. Affleck was already big, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he was already like beefy for BVS, so I mean,
but when
a big Batman.
When I seen the flashback or whatever flash forward scene with Leto, when he's telling him, you know what I mean, he's like, well, you'll be here I'll give you a reach around, you know what I mean? And now I've seen that in the comics, you know what I mean? I've seen the dialogue of stuff, crazy shit that he has said stuff like that, but it just didn't feel really needed because he just wasn't in it long enough, and it wasn't. People that really don't know the Joker's outlandish humor might not have got it. They'd be like, "Oh, that's just vulgar," you know what I mean? Because we really haven't. We got Suicide Squad. I'm not even gonna mention. But we had Ledger, and then we had Joaquin, and of course the famous Nicholson. But we've never had that vulgar ass, Joker that you know what I mean, are in a bunch of comics. You know what I mean? And I really like that they went there with it, but I thought the line delivery was bad. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that shit was improvised by Leto himself.
No, it was wrote.
I heard something was improvised. Something he had said.
We live in a society.
Oh, is that what he had said?
Yeah, that was just something he said for the trailer.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That was what it was then.
Yeah. But I mean, some of it might have been ad-lib, but I don't know.
But with the Joker, he definitely looked better. He didn't look like Gangsta Joker, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with this, I
like that scene, personally. I thought
the lighting was beautiful.
I thought it was, yeah.
It looked like Batman Damned.
And the thing is, it's like I was telling you before we did the video, Zack don't know if he's going to be able to make more movies.
Oh, he does.
It's not a guarantee that it's going to happen. But he didn't want his world to end without there being at least one, scene with Batman, and his Joker. Or not really his Joker, but the Joker
I wish it would have been
in his universe.
I wish it would have been a different villain. Wouldn't that have been amazing if it was somebody we hadn't seen in film in a long time? I'm gonna point to Ivy, but it doesn't really have to evolve because it looked post-apocalyptic. She's just growing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but I felt like it was necessary because, BVS does set up, the fact that Joker killed Robin.
Yes.
And that the two do have a history. So it was like there needed to be that moment. For the fans, for the ones who
there are huge Joker's fans, but I'm not going to get... I always get flack because I don't like him abusing Harley the way he does. He raped her in a comic. You know what I'm saying? He's got now, to me, it's like there's no Batman without Joker.
No.
There's no Batman without Joker. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I hate this character to death. It's just I disagree with... I'm not trying to be all woke and stuff, but like the stuff that he's done to her in the comics and stuff, over the years as I grew up, I was like, I don't like this motherfucker. And I'm like, he's raping Harley and he's doing all this stuff, and she's got a serious case of Stockholm Syndrome.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and then that's why I liked when Birds of Prey came out. She was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna do my own thing. You know what I mean? This is
you
gonna
go,
be
girl.
my thing. Exactly. It's like exactly. It's like, fuck this abusing, mentally and physically abusing, and even worse stuff that thankfully is not shown in any movies. Because if I seen that, I would just walk the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, that's not woke. That's just being a gentleman,
Exactly.
Not being for that shit.
And if you're not familiar, I always like to give some good comic news. So the reason that they didn't really have Joker in there for Birds of Prey because Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are a thing now, and it's actually amazing. And if people that get pissed are like, oh, there's no Joker without Harley Quinn, there's no Joker, you see this all over the internet. They gave him even a crazier girlfriend in there called Punchline, so you're going to absolutely, I see within 5 to 10 years, girls going to be dressed up like Punchline.
We'll see.
She's got the clown makeup and everything. Got the purple dot on the nose and everything.
I've never even heard of her.
Yeah, Punchline. Yeah, she's a newer character, but I think they brought her in there because she will beat the shit out of the Joker too. Yeah. You know, Harley was always submissive. You know what I mean? Yeah. She was always takes it. He'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? This is what you deserve, and she would just take it. But I'm sorry for getting into a Harley Quinn thing, but you know what I mean? But when it comes with the Joker, you know what I mean? He's a piece of shit, but you know, with what they're doing now with these solo films and stuff, like they could tell so much more story. But I also didn't like Suicide Squad, especially the way, you know what I mean, he was portrayed in there and portrayed with Harley. I'm not down with that.
I like the way Harley was.
Oh, Harley was great. Yeah.
But Joker in Suicide Squad really did not work for me. No. But he did work for me in this movie. For me personally, I get your issues. I like it.
But we could say this as well. Like
there's some people that were saying that that's on par with Jared Leto and not Jared Leto,
in particular,
Heath Ledger and Christian Bale scene from The Dark Knight. Now that I was like, no. I was like, no.
See now, no. Like I'm not saying that I completely hate the Joker. No, we had. If you haven't seen that Joaquin Phoenix, like you know, that wasn't based off a comic book.
Yeah.
There are so many, even comics out there that are one shot. Joker Killer Smile is actually a good one. It's about a doctor that's kind of like Harley that goes in there and, you know, that mind manipulation. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of good comics coming out now. I got the whole shelf over there. Yeah, 3 Jokers was absolutely incredible. That was good. That was written by Jeff Johns as well, which he don't like. He could do comics, but
I like Jeff Johns as a comic writer. You know, I wish he would stop messing with movies.
Yes. If you would like a really good as well, Batman Damned. If you want a really good Batman Joker stories, Batman Damned and Batman White Knight. You will see Batman and no other. You will see Joker as the hero.
Interesting.
So yeah, you will see Joker. It will be role reversed. So it's really good, and it's still continuing with Harley Quinn's book right now. So at least I gave you some info. So maybe you go check out this comics. And by the way, at 350 on this channel on Geek Radar, doing a graphic novel giveaway, and it's for 350
subscribers.
350 subscribers. You're gonna have 1 out of 4 different selections. So subscribe, and if you, I won't know unless you comment. Let me. You gotta stay on there.
They don't always let us know who subscribes.
Exactly. So sorry about all that. We're getting all that out of the way, but
yeah. I mean, I don't really know what else I want to comment on. I mean. Yeah, I mean, those are pretty much my thoughts. I love this movie.
Now, with Joker, going back to Joker, how do you feel this comparison to the comparison for Suicide Squad? He seemed very unstable in this one.
I like this version better.
Same here. I don't care for that version in particular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this version I seen more. Like, whenever he's like, are you going to give me, who's going to be there to give you a reach around? I'm like, okay. I'm like, you're getting into the Batman Damn territory here. I was like, and I was kind of like eye rolling, but I was like, that's the more modernized Joker. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I will tell you one scene that I wasn't crazy about. You know, I'm just going to say I didn't like it. You know, I liked it on the first viewing.
Yeah, tell them the truth.
The first viewing. You know, the Martha and Lois scene where, you know, Martha and Lois are having their moment.
I didn't like that either.
You know, before the reveal that Martha was the Martian Manhunter, I really enjoyed that scene. That coming, you know, that what was that heart to heart.
Heart to heart.
Yeah, that heart to heart.
Acceptance.
Yeah, that beautiful moment that both characters needed. And Martian Manhunter being revealed to be Martha was kind of cheap in my opinion.
Yeah, because she was like, I'll never love another man like I did your son.
Yeah.
And now Martha's really back at the end, and she never got to hear that clarification.
They never had that conversation.
But we're glad that Martian's in there at least. But, I mean, that scene shouldn't have been.
I agree with him, though, our buddy over here. I agree with him that Martian Manhunter does not look great in this movie.
Yeah, it's janky, but we can understand.
Yeah, it's the
with everything that's
CGI.
going.
The CGI is just, I mean, it's something he did right here at the end.
So we can't blame him. He gave us 4 hours of brand new material.
Yeah.
Nothing, as you said, nothing was Whedon, right?
Nothing, absolutely nothing in this movie was shot by Joss Whedon or wrote by Joss Whedon or wrote by Jeff Johns.
I don't even think he's seen it unless he does, and it's just like,
oh, come on, Joss Whedon had to have seen it. He had morbid curiosity, if nothing else.
I know he probably watched like the first 5 minutes and was like, "Oh, my movie was a piece of shit," and turned it off. But let me get a real filmmaker on there. let me. I'm watching a real filmmaker.
But you know, I will say that, and I will catch shit for this, but I don't blame Joss Whedon as much as I blame Warner Brothers. Because Joss Whedon was just doing a job.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he was any less of a piece of shit, but
those accusations.
He was doing a job, and I think he made the best movie he could make. I mean, he didn't give a shit about.
There's a bunch of directors like that.
Yeah.
I hate to go back to Alien 3. David Fincher, he just got into a job and did not know what was because the studio pretty much, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna give you a big franchise movie." You know what I mean? Yeah. Aliens was so popular that they were like, and he was like a first-time filmmaker pretty much. And it's like they dropped it on him, and then the ball just dropped. And it's like there's nothing you can do. If you sign out, you get sued. If you don't finish the movie, you get sued. You know what I mean? For nothing that you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but basically what I was getting at though was that Joss Whedon don't have any love lost with Zack. I mean, they don't. I don't even know if they know each other, really. Joss was hired to do a job. I feel like he made the best movie he could make. Wasn't a good movie. But I don't think it's the shit show that a lot of people make it out to be either. It's just... I hate the way the movie came to be. Hate everything that happened behind the scenes. It's a tainted movie, in my opinion. And this movie is far fucking superior.
Way, extremely stratosphere.
Look, I know you disagree. This is Zack Snyder's T2.
Watchmen for me, but you know what I mean? It does go up there. It does go up there. It's like this is his
It's almost a perfect
full course meal.
Yeah.
As I can say, this is his full course meal. It's like you got the parts, you know what I mean? So it's gonna start good, you know what I mean, that good dessert, you know what I mean? Everything. Yeah. But the time that last meal, you're full and happy as a mofo, you know what I mean?
I mean, to me it's almost a perfect movie. I really didn't care much for the Martian Manhunter scene at the end, at the lake house. I didn't care too much for that. I was like, eh.
What about him?
It wasn't necessary. Man, I love Darkseid in this movie. Such a badass, man. And I love this. I love the scene that this shows up in, where he's watching Wonder Woman burn.
Yeah, some of the shit that was in this movie, I was like, yeah, this could be PG-13. Especially there was a bunch of beheadings and stuff with the Amazonians, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was a new scene, the one where where Cyborg has his vision and it shows Darkseid.
I like Cyborg in this way better than I did in Justice League.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, along with Flash, you know what I mean?
I mean, Snyder always said that Cyborg was the heart of his movie.
Really?
Yeah. And you see that with this version.
You can see it, yeah, because, I mean, he's the one that, everybody pulls their weight in this movie.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It didn't feel like there was one useless character
No, every character...
And I'm not going to say, that's why I won't catch it up. It didn't feel like there was useless characters that came in just right at the end or anything like that, you know what I mean? Everybody felt like they had that superpower, even though, the character I just mentioned to you I actually really like, but,
Yeah, I mean, I get you.
But this movie also showed an actress that isn't so popular in the tabloids right now. I'm talking about Snyder Cut. And she was in the first, 3 minutes of the movie. I was like, oh, shit, because as soon as I seen that with
Amber Heard.
Yes, as soon as I seen that, and it was like the first 3 minutes, I was scared that people were just going to click their television off. See her and be like, justice for Johnny. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there were people that did that, but probably wasn't that many. But, I mean, you just have to understand, it came out before all the shit hit the fan with that. I can understand people's problem with Mara being in the nightmare scene at the end. I can understand that because that was tacked on.
Yeah.
But...
it is what it is.
But it is what it is. That's part of his story. wants to set up in future movies is the Nightmare timeline. So, and Mira does play a big part in the Nightmare timeline. So, I
Exactly.
mean, it does make sense that she would show up.
And let's hope this next one isn't a Nightmare timeline by J.J. Abrams. And let's hope that we get more Zack Snyder. And if Zack Snyder, I highly, highly fucking doubt he is watching this right now. But if he sees this, good job, and keep making them, because we will keep watching them.
For real. And I need that Batman movie.
Yes.
I need that Batman movie.
We need the Batman.
With Deathstroke. And I want to see how Batman and Deathstroke.
They showed it in the Nightmare sequence. It showed him.
I want to see how they get on the same page. You know.
And I also like what's his name that plays Deathstroke. They say he's
Joe Manganiello.
they say he's such a nice dude.
And he showed up on this charity stream that I watched, where
seen his wife. You know his wife is, right?
Oh, Sofia Vergara. Yeah.
Woo! I would have quit acting. I was like, I'm gonna stay home.
that lucky Joe right there.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. I've always heard he's great with fans, and a lot of these actors that I also appreciate that are in this film actually appreciate the fans and the fans that are supporting the movie.
Yep.
Is what I like. You know, there's nothing worse than when you go into a movie knowing that the actor hates his role and hates the fans.
Yeah.
Which are in a lot of movies now. You know what I mean?
For real.
But
yeah, I mean, I think. You got anything else?
not pretty much. I'm just saying that you need to go check this out right now.
It's on HBO Max. You have no excuse.
You could cut it up in chapters if you want to. We all went through except for the occasional bathroom break, and that's about it. But
yeah, only one for me, 2 for you.
And yeah, I mean, I was excited for this year, but I wasn't excited as he was. But after seeing it, I absolutely now feel your excitement, and I am a huge fan now.
Yeah, man, that makes me happy.
Yeah, so now we could talk more about Snyder Cut, and I'll know exactly what the hell's happening and what's going on now. So,
yep.
And hopefully, you guys watching this will actually like what we're talking about and have some of the same agreements or disagreements, and let us know in the comments. And yeah, Blake, tell them what you got going on again.
Yeah, for like the 3rd time. Rambling Movie Takes. Check me out. I would greatly appreciate it. It would make me very happy. And check out my library of content.
Yeah, there's a bunch on Geek Radar.
Yeah,
I mean we started this.
I'm sure you'll find something on Rambling Movie Takes and Geek Radar.
Yeah, we both make appearances on both our shows.
Oh yeah, yep.
But yeah, if you like this review, and spoiler-free review, like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you all think, and check out these other videos out there. I just did Bat in the Sun, and check out the Batman review because I went wild on that one. I can't wait, even though it might not. We don't know with Pattinson, you know what I mean? What's going to go on with Pattinson, but I'm ready for that as well. And I went wild when I seen that beatdown.
Anything Batman, I'm excited.
Before we stop, we got some good Batman beatdowns in this.
Oh, definitely.
That reminded me of like what we had seen with the Batman trailer.
Oh yeah.
So I was excited with that. You remember I was like, "Woo, Batman, he's getting it." You know what I mean? So Affleck did a great job. Everybody did a great job. Everybody that's involved with this, I love you because you absolutely did a perfect job. But yeah. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below and let me know what you all think. And until then, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Blake.
And you've been watching Geek Radar. Peace out, everybody, and enjoy that Snyder Cut. Peace.